We use everyday objects like bank cash machines, but do we ever think about who makes them? The Scottish CBI wants to promote awareness of Scottish industry, which is recovering from recession while undergoing massive change. In the first of a special two-part report, our business editor Maurice Smith examines the issues behind the campaign.
Productivity in Scottish factories has grown faster than in most Western countries for more than 10 years. In some areas, and especially high technology, that growth has outstripped the rest of Britain. But that apparently impressive record stems partly from the fact that the manufacturing sector here started from such a low level, following the wave of closures during the recession of 1980 to 82. The Scottish CBI reckons that it's taken Scottish manufacturing 10 years for output to recover to its pre-1979 level. Despite the recession, Scottish manufacturers are reaching productivity levels of industrial powers like Germany and Japan. But ironically, recession in those countries threatens Scottish exports to them. The CBI response has been to set about promoting manufacturing industry by pointing up some native success.
Using an automatic telling machine like this is an everyday occurrence for most of us, but what's less well known is that the machines themselves are designed and manufactured by the thousand here in Dundee.
On that test you're asked to enter a card. The card is then taken into the reader and the information is read off the magnetic stripe.
Jill Mackenzie is one of a team of 300 engineers behind the NCR success story. Although the company is owned in America, much of the vital research know-how is based in Scotland. NCR makes 25,000 machines a year for banks and other customers worldwide.
It gives you quite a buzz when you work in a factory like this. You know that it's the only place in the world that's producing ATMs for NCR. So wherever you go in the world and you see an ATM that's produced by NCR, you know that it's come from this plant, and that's quite nice.
Do you think that's an important thing for the people that you work with as well?
Yeah, there's a great pride in the product and the fact that we're #1 in the world.
But for many Scottish innovators, the problems come right at the start of creating a manufacturing business. There's long been criticism that the financial institutions don't do enough for industry, something that's acknowledged by the bank chairman, who also heads the CBI manufacturing group.
Nobody, I think, pretends that the financial institutions in Britain got everything right. Clearly, they lent money to many people that they probably shouldn't have done in the 80s, and therefore that ended in tears in the early 90s. But they also, of course, lent to some very good companies which are doing very well. So I don't think it was all right. But I certainly don't think there is a case now for saying that anything is being held up for lack of finance.
Business leaders meet often at functions like this one aimed at celebrating the partnership between industry and finance. But one venture capitalist who's at the sharp end of raising cash for fledgling high-tech businesses believes that partnership has a long way to go.
One of the primary problems is to increase the amount of money that these companies need. Increasingly, I find myself helping companies raise money from corporations, and not corporations in the UK generally, but US corporations, Japanese corporations. It's not coming from the standard financial sector, in which we are reputed to have strengths in Scotland.
There are additional problems too. NCR is employing 1,500 Scots and promising long-term security as its engineers provide a new generation of interactive machines aimed at the service sector. But a report for Scottish Enterprise has warned that as many as 18,000 jobs in the electronics sector could be lost as international companies compete in an ever-changing global market. Tomorrow, Reporting Scotland will examine what's been done to tackle that potential crisis, as well as looking at how today's school leavers view a career in Scottish industry.